Hey, and welcome back to the channel. This is a highly anticipated video ever since I talked to you guys about my planning system and my different types of planners, from my home planner to our homeschooling planner to even showing you guys a sneak peek into our homeschooling budget planner. And I got so many messages of like, I want to see what you're about to put in there. I want to know how you use that. What are you doing? And so I am here to finally share with you guys my entire process of this little handy dandy, beautiful emerald green planner that is my homeschooling budget. Now, I have two of these. I have this one and then I have a mustard yellow one that is our personal budget. And I can't wait to open this up, break down how I use it, how we put money towards it, and how it is helping me not overspend and also not touch my home and family budget when it comes to homeschooling. So if you'd like to see more, grab you a beverage, grab you a notepad, and let's get to the table. Hey you, did you hit that play button for the very first time? Well, welcome to the channel. I'm Tasha. This is Tasha Pivots, where we talk about all things mamahood and homeschool and how I'm pivoting through this journey. And like I said in the introduction, this is a highly anticipated video. I have shared with you guys, I want to say back in March, and I will link it down below. I did a whole budgeting video with you guys, how I budget for curriculums and different things. I did a whole spreadsheet and I walked you guys through what the things I put in. I even made it downloadable so that you could even download it for yourself if you want to create your own. If you're one that likes to have your stuff all digitally somewhere that you can check, whether it's on your phone or on your desktop or computer device. But I also know for me, it has been helpful to really transition to having things tangibly in a one option spot than for me to have everything just like, you know, I have my spreadsheet and that's cute. But when I'm out in public and I'm like, okay, well, where do I put this money and how do I make that work? And so I needed a physical place to put things because we are on a budget this year. The first half of the year, we kind of, you know, covered debt and we prepared for the school year with curriculums and we did all those things and it was wonderful. But now we've got a lot of transitions and changes coming down the pipeline for our family, from possible moving and getting a bigger home and possibly getting another car, or even just taking our car and getting a larger car because we need more space. So there's like all these different things that like we know are coming, but homeschooling doesn't stop, right? And extracurricular activities don't stop, and all the little things that we have planned out for the rest of the school year, even going into the beginning of the new year, continuing this school year, and how we're going to navigate that. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. We using real money because I don't see the point in giving you, I mean, at first I was like, yeah, I mean, I could use the school, our classroom fake money, you know, the money I used to practice counting with my daughter. But I was like, no, I'm gonna show y'all the real. Just like I showed you with the budgets with real numbers in my budget video, I'm gonna do the same today with my little handy dandy homeschooling budget planner. I was like, I gotta get a name for that. That's the name. All right, so let's get to the table. All right, guys, here's my A6 homeschooling budget planner. I purchased this from Amazon, as I shared with you guys in that planners video, but I'm going to link it in the description below, as well as everything I share with you guys today. So I'm just going to give you kind of like a little open and, you know, show all the details of it. It's very compact and simple to fit in I carry sometimes a backpack with my kids, and then sometimes I carry a purse. I love purses more than backpacks, but because of just the things that I have to carry on a daily basis, I've gotten really comfortable now with, I found me a really cute backpack. So anyway, this is the thing. It's got a magnetic little snap closure. It's got a pen little knob here where you can put your pen or pencil, whatever you choose. And then inside it comes with the little card slide opener or folds that you can put your cards in, if I can talk today. And then there's cash that we're going to use today to show you guys. Comes with a 6-ring binder inside, and then it has the inside fold here, the pocket that you can use as well. So as you can see already from what you can see from what I've already opened, what I did is, because this is primarily for all things homeschool, I went ahead and went through my wallet, and to just alleviate, like minimize more, I went ahead and grabbed all the cards that were primarily used for homeschool. So as you can see, I have my Barnes & Noble Educator card, I've got my Barnes & Noble membership card, which those can go together because I use the educator one far more than not. And then Lakeshore Learning Teachers Club. And then if you live in an area where they have a half-price books, which from my understanding, I think that is only like an Midwest, East Coast type thing. I lived in California for years and never heard of a half-price books. So I'm not gonna, I mean, if there's one there, let me know, because when I go to visit, I'd love to go to it. But anyway, if you are a teacher, like we all are, homeschool, you can actually get a 10% off card when you purchase books there as well. So, you know, if you didn't know that, check that out. And so there you go. And then I have these this dotted agended paper that is front and back. And I love these. I got this at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to show you guys those right here. It has 24 double-sided sheets, and it's made for planners. So as you can see, I used a few for this one. I really like the brand, The Paper Studio, especially because they're local and easy for me to find in a Hobby Lobby wherever you go. Unless you've got a subscription or you guys already have like planner stuff and you got your people, you know, link that down in the comments below. I love supporting smaller businesses, so link that in. I'm going to show you guys this really quick because I just picked this up for my personal home family budget. They had this one and I thought this was super cool. It is household income, and it already breaks it down from expenses, budgeted, actual, due, and paid. And then it even specifies here, which I'm going to try to, maybe I can zoom it in for you. There we go. Make it pretty close. It says housing, electric, gas, water, phone, internet, cable. It pretty much covers everything that we have to pay in a day-to-day basis, and then a little area for you to add. I really, really like this, and because we are on a very strict budget for the next 6 to 9 months, I have been really trying to find ways where it doesn't feel mundane for me. I can actually enjoy breaking things down, and so this has been really cool. And this comes with 26 double-sided sheets, and if you look, they've got different details of what each side looks like. So I thought that was really cool. And if you guys would like to see me share maybe a home budget one, let me know, and I will just make sure, you know, to run it by my husband that he's okay with it, and we'll show you guys. All right, let me zoom back out. There we go. So as you can see, the dotted was very plain. Also, the pins that I mentioned in my homeschooling planner, you guys really enjoyed me sharing these. I love these pins, like no joke. I'm so glad I have these. Like, as you can see, excuse that plane going by, it doesn't seep through. It literally doesn't seep through. And I love that because then if I need to write it on the back, I can still use the paper. So there's that, and then there's these slip envelopes that are plastic that I will be using as my cash envelope system in a sense. I really like this because I remember when I first tried the whole Dave Ramsey envelope system, you know, that whole thing. And I couldn't stand when I would go places and I just have wads of envelopes. And I'm like, what in the world? They eventually tear. They eventually like just start to fall apart depending on how much cash you have in each one. And they're just not, they don't withstand time. Like if I had this back like 4 years ago, we would be doing some things, okay? So I'm really happy that I found this. And usually when you go to find the budget folder, the binder, you will also find these. And they're really cheap. They're like, what was it, like $4.99? Again, linking it all down below so you don't even have to waste your time searching for it. But they come in a pretty solid pack, and I only used for this one 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe it comes with a pack of like 10 or 15. And so I have enough to put into my personal planner, or my personal home budget planner, which is the same as this one. It's just a different color. And so, yeah, I just like that I only needed to buy one pack, and I ended up being able to use it for both, okay? All right, let's dive in. So as you guys can see, I got a little creative and created my own little system on each one. I'm walking through this with you guys so you guys can see what I'm gonna label each one and how I'm gonna break it down. As you can see, there's already money in this one because I already know exactly what this one is. And then there's this last one here. So we're gonna break it down. This is my first time setting it up with you guys because originally I was gonna have it already in motion, and then I was like, well, no, I'd rather start from scratch so you guys can see my entire process. And if you guys have any thoughts, suggestions, or tips that you utilize, you can always put those in the comments. I would love to learn more. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos on, cash flowing and snowballing and that whole thing. And honestly, I don't want it to be super hard, especially when it comes to homeschool. We have enough to do. I just want it to be where it's a lot simpler, that when we go and we need yearly supplies, when we need to have money for field trips, and when we need money to go towards extracurricular activities. So if your kid is in a sport, or if they're in a performing arts type thing, or they're wanting to take a science camp in the middle of the spring, we're not having to stress out about us needing to go into our home budget to try to put into this particular activity. And so when I started thinking about that, and especially after I did the other video with you guys with my budget, I was like, I need a more physical one. I need it that when I go in the store and it's now been 3 months and it's time for us to go shopping for books, I already have been saving for a while and putting money in that envelope and being ready to go. And then that way I never have to stress out about it. Like, it just automatically just makes my shoulders come back down. But anyway, so what I did is I broke it down into 4 areas, 4 main categories. Number one, the first one, this is going to be our yearly supplies. Now, I always do the whole beginning and back to school. I go and utilize the sales. I get all of our crowns, the pencils, the markers, whatever we need, glue sticks, whatever we've run out of. I usually go and pick those up around this time because it's all on sale and it's marketed down because of the time of the year. But all that to say, needless to say, by January, sometimes we find ourselves back in that same position of like, okay, I need to go and buy more supplies. Or you may have a project that you just started and you're missing a supply. You don't have that particular supply. Or one thing for us, especially when we were doing a year of learning, it's a lot, if you want to do a lot of the handcrafts, oftentimes I was always out of felt, all the felt projects or embroidery hoops. Like, I'd buy a lot, but then I'd find that I didn't manage it enough because I ended up still not needing more. This is where I don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to have a yearly budget where this is yearly school supplies, and I'm going to put in here a certain amount every single pay period. That way, and I don't care if it's down to $2, whatever you have to do, there's no shame. There is no shame. My family's on a 1-income family, and there's a family of 4 in this household. And, my husband doesn't make obscene amount of money. So we are living in a very tight budget. And even though I like to spend, I am recovering from retail therapy and from my 20s. I don't want my children to have to suffer because mommy doesn't know how to budget her money. So this is not only teaching me, but it's also showing my children that mommy is taking accountability about what she's spending and how she's spending it. And that, some things we just may not do if it is not accounted for. Okay. So I'm going to grab a pen real quick. This is the yearly one. I'm going to turn my thing around just so I can write it real quick. This is going to be labeled yearly homeschool supplies. Okay. And all I did here is these lines are just showing that month. So then I'm going to have August 21, September 21, and we're just going to follow. And then just because I'm that special friend that has to use all different colors. October, okay, so November, December, and then we're in January. Can you guys believe it? It's already gonna be here. So then we'll switch again, because again, I'm that friend. 20, and then March. Okay, so I have it listed, and what we're gonna do is every time we have an amount here, I'm gonna list that amount, and then every time whatever's left, so if we didn't spend anything in August, we're always gonna carry it down. Very simple, very easy. So that's what this envelope's gonna be. Now, in my head, when I was thinking about this, I'm like, okay, I already just did a huge haul of supplies, basically at the end of July, beginning of August. So I'm not really concerned about August at all. I'm still gonna put money towards there. Now in my home, we get paid weekly. And we have a lot of things that go a lot of places. So for me, I was like, I need to be really, really, really realistic, and I need to really budget. So I'm going to say that we're only going to do $10 a month. And I know to you, you're like, that ain't real, but it is real for me. It's going to be real for me because I'm not playing games. I got things to do. We have plans, and I need it to work. So, and if I really play it right, I won't really use any of it unless it's like maybe around Christmas time and we've got some fun activities that are going to cost us to use a little bit more materials than we've had all year since July when we started, right? So then if I was to really be good, you know, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, that's $50 around Christmas time. And then we may have to start again in January. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, next one. The next one I have is books. Now, this is where we really had to pull in, and this is why I started doing this. This is almost like the main reason why I was like, I have to start doing a budget. I spend a lot of money on books because I like having books. I like having books at my fingertips. I have my own library. My kids have their library, and then we have the school library. And, you know, it's all fun and good, but it's like, I still need to reel it in. So I need a book budget. Because when there's a sale, when there's all these fun things, and then I want to get something, and then I'm like, oh, but I bought books 2 days ago, and so I can't buy books now. So what I'm going to do, and the reason why there's only 2 boxes here, because I know you're like, well, what's she doing then? Because this doesn't make any sense. When I tell y'all I am so for real on budgeting, I'm not joking. So what we're going to do is we're only going to be buying books every 3 months. I know, sounds crazy. I understand. But I have to, because if I don't, I will go to the bookstore almost every week, or I will go to the bookstore at least 2 times a month, and I'll walk out with at least $100 to $150 in books, and even with my discount. And that makes it even worse, because then you're like, I saved so much money, you know, the story we try to tell ourselves. So with that, I wanted to start having a budget. Now, Zoe just bought some books. You guys saw our video yesterday. Now, that was actually one of those books was from her allowance. She got 1 free book because she did the whole Barnes & Noble, read 8 books, you get a free book. And then she had money in her own account that she wanted to get a book. So I said, okay, go ahead. The other 2, those Ramona books, I paid for. And then I had to buy something for JoJo. So with that, I kind of already dipped into August, right? So we've got August, we've got September, and we've got October, okay? And I'm gonna say that for 3 months, my only budget that I can come up with, the total amount is going to be $100. Now, you might think that's a lot, like that's a really, you're still spending quite a bit, but for me, that is almost realistic. And if I do less than that, I'm even proud of myself. But that's what I was spending on one trip. And I'm now putting it into a 3-month category. And I mean from resource books to us deciding that we want to learn more about this, or there's a new book that's been released, or there's a series that we've been reading and now we're done, so now we need the next one. Like there's a lot of like excuses that can be built. And so I'm just starting to hold myself accountable. And so I'm going to say $100. And if I can get it down, like no joke, y'all, I would love to get this down to like $50. we'll get there. We'll definitely get there. So from October, then you've got November, December, and you got January. And I'm just going to try this out for the next 6 months. And here, okay, now you got Christmas. Now the great thing is all of our Christmas books, I put them away. I pack them up after Christmas and I make sure that those are put away so that we can look forward to them for the next Christmas. So actually there probably won't be much spending here, even though we always get the girls' books for Christmas. So we'll see what that looks like. I'm again gonna go ahead and say $100. Okay, so what does that look like? How am I breaking this down even more? Well, let's see. Okay, so if it was 2 months, 3 months, I'm gonna break it down. Okay, so it's like $33 a month that I put away. So I'm just gonna say 30. So even if we go under 90, that's fine. And I'm not gonna pressure myself. I'm not gonna pressure myself here. If I could get it to $80 and that's all I spend, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with that. Same thing here. If it's just $30 a month that I can put away, great. I still think that's kind of high now that I'm sitting here looking at it. I'm actually gonna even deviate to say, we're not even gonna put that much. We're gonna put like $20. We're gonna bring this down. So I just chop that and it's gonna be $60 that we're only spending. So I just, see guys, this is why I'm doing this live with y'all, because this is the only way I can hold myself accountable. Because then now I got y'all all viewing me on this. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I want to try here first. I'm not going to do that to this yet. We're going to do it here. We're going to try to put $20 away per month. $60 will be total. And whatever we don't spend carries over into the 100 here. So then I don't have to put so much here, okay? So there's the budget for that. And this one is our extracurricular activities. Now, Zoe's in piano, and I pay monthly for her piano lessons that she has every week. And then we have Girl Scouts. Those are our two main extracurricular activities at this time. We put a pause on JoJo's ballet as we are trying to find one that's going to be closer, as well as just figure out what does it look like for us moving forward with her taking that, or we may be moving into gymnastics. We'll see. But right now, these are the two that we're doing. And so I'm going to list this as extracurriculars, because it's still part of our homeschool to some degree. This is outside of our budget, is our home budget, and so it has to be put into a category here. And so let's see, we're gonna go ahead and start with, we have piano, and I'm giving you guys real numbers. This is not fake, okay? So Zoe's piano costs, it just went up because she just advanced to 45-minute lessons. She's been in 30-minute lessons for the past year and a half. And because she's just advancing, as well as her instructor has just made it known ahead of time that it was going to move up. So I put a line through here because I'm going to show you what we're going to be putting away weekly, as well as what are we putting away and how much we're paying total. So her total amount is $165 a month, okay? She has 45-minute lessons, and this is for primarily only Zoe, okay? So there's that. And we are going to have to put away a total, it's really $41 and some change, but I can't stand having change, so I'm just going to round it to 42. So we might have some left over. So 42 is going to be the weekly amount, and then because we get paid every week, and then 165 is going to be the amount that we are going to put towards that full month. And I've already paid for the month of August. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that it's going to start in September. So we've already working towards that amount. So we're always saving up the month prior for this. September, October, November, December, and then we will reevaluate in January. Okay, so I have it here, and what I'll do is every time I put money in, I will just check off once I've gotten the full amount. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add another page or sleeve here so that I can always break down how much I already have in there, so it makes it easier. I'm learning as I go, guys, so I'm just really showing you guys so that you can have some sort of an idea, okay? So reason why I already have $50 in here is because this is for her registration fee. It's due in the month of August, but we already paid for the month of August lesson. So this $50 is just being prepared for when it's time for us, the next go around, I can go ahead and cover her $50 registration fee, and then she's done for the year as far as that. Next thing is that we are going to do, the next thing is Girl Scouts, okay? And Girl Scouts is big for us. Zoe's going to be bridging into becoming a brownie, and Josephine is going to be a tag-along. So she's a tag-along slash Daisy, because she's not nowhere near that yet. She's preschool. But this is a Zoe and JoJo extracurricular activity, and I'm really excited for them. Now, there's some upfront costs that are coming out because we have to get a whole new vest for Zoe, and because she's finally done with Daisy's, and so it's a new vest, new patches, all those things. So there's an upfront cost that's coming out this month for $50. So I'm just gonna put $50 here. Actually, it would be a little bit more than that, plus 20. So it's really gonna be $70 because JoJo, I gotta get her vest too. So this is the August cost, 20, 21, and then every month, mostly Girl Scouts pays for itself. At least that's how it works for us. It's really cool because they're fundraising, and all the things that we do pay for a lot of the things so that parents don't have to. But we do cover snack every couple of weeks, or whoever has it for per month. There's 2 parents that will cover each month. So I do want to be prepared for that because we have to feed the entire troop. And so I want to try, and for the month of September, and then any extra activities like camping and all that stuff that may come up, I want to have money towards that. So they both have their own spending money. So my goal is to always keep, I would say, at least $75 in here at all times. And so to do that, I am going to just keep it really simple. I don't think there needs to be really more than, I would say like $15. I was going to say 20, you know, because it's both of them. I'm going to say 20. So $20 per month to be added in here. And I might actually already start it at 75. And then that way we always put that in there. Okay. Now this bottom one, I'm still thinking about. I don't think we have any other activities happening or planning out because this is what's our main income. So there's $50 in here, and I'm going to go ahead and, so that you guys can see the process as I do it, I'm going to go ahead and put the $20 in there for August. So there's that. And then actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the $50 in there for Zoe's, or for their uniform. Actually, $70. So now there's the $50 for the piano, and then there's $70 going in there for that. So that's where that money is going to go into, okay? And I didn't realize I wasn't even doing that while I'm actually telling you guys what I'm putting in each one. So I need to go back. So for August, we said for book budget, we're now only going to do $20 per month, right? So I'm going to put my 20 in here now. And that's all that's going in there. And then let's see, what do we say? $10. I have to make change. I really only have 20s and 50s here. So I will eventually add that in there for that one. But those 2 are done. And then the last one is field trips. We love to take field trips and do things, but we know that we only get to plan and do a certain amount per year, just to keep things at a low cost. And Zoe loves museums, and that's like her pastime. Like if we can go to a museum every day, she would go. So I like to, we don't have a membership yet with anyone, so I'm thinking about that being maybe an upfront cost that would save us, because there's a lot of them here out in Texas. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and just put field trips here. And so I want to have, like, we're going to put one for museum memberships, which can run anywhere. It's from $150 to $200 a year. And I like that because there's some that are organized, and I don't know if you guys already know this, you probably already do, but there's some museums that they are partnered with multiple museums around the states and around America. And it's really cool because then if you already have a membership at one, you can pretty much carry that membership anywhere. And so say you're visiting family or you're doing something out of town and you're like, well, the kids need something to do for a couple hours. You could go to a museum for free because you have a membership. So we want to put money towards that. And I actually meant to put that there, but that's fine. And then there's the museum, and then the girls really want to go to the aquarium. There's a couple out here that they really want to do. So I am going to put that's a huge field trip for us. And it's one of them that's here is actually pretty expensive. And I've been really trying to decide how are we doing this? So with the aquarium, and I like to go all out. I want them to do activities. I want them to learn. So I want to say that we want to put towards this another, I would say $150 is the goal. Okay. So these boxes are really the goals, and we'll just say this is museum membership. Okay. So then there's the aquarium, and then I want to say, I forgot what the last trip is supposed to be. It's just I think it's zoo if we do the zoo, because there's multiple zoos here. And you don't need a whole lot there, but say if we want to go to the zoo twice this year, not within just the 6 months, but we want to go throughout the whole homeschooling year. We really would like to go to 2 different zoos, because there's one zoo we haven't been to that near us. Then I would say we would want to put here $200. Okay, so this is for the whole year, guys. So field trip to the zoo. Sorry. So I have some ideas for what zoos those are. So you're looking here at that's 300 and that's 5. So I can be putting towards this all year long, and $500 isn't hard to come up with. It's just making sure that we budget it in. I'm thinking that $10 a month, and if we don't do anything until next year, we're pretty busy the next couple of months with Girl Scouts. So I'm saying maybe we save up for a lot of this for all of spring. We do spring break and we do all that kind of stuff here. It's already going to be going into the 2 weeks. I'm just going to go ahead and put 20 here and put that in there. Okay. And so the only one we didn't put in yet was the yearly supplies, because I said 10. I'm just going to go ahead and put 20 here too, just so that it's already there. All right, guys. So I've kind of given you guys an overview of everything, but I wanted to I gave you guys a breakdown of everything, but now I wanted to show you guys just how it looks as a whole. So as you can see, we did the dates. There's $10 a month going here, but I already had some extra income, so I put 20. Then you've got the book budget, which I had to do some finagling. I kind of checked myself live here with you guys and was like, you know what, I could try to do $60 for the next 3 months. We've already got plenty to keep us covered for the next 3 months. So now, instead of doing that, we're going to put $20 per month towards this. So if the girls one day we decide we're going to take a trip to Barnes & Noble and they want something, if there's money in here, then we'll do it. If there's not, we ain't doing it. So there's that. Extracurricular activities, again, the piano is kind of almost a non-negotiable. It's something we've already committed to an investment for. Same thing with Girl Scouts. $75 is what I would say, and this is what I'm trying to have as a whole. So I'm putting really $20 per each one. I have to put $75 in there now because I have upfront costs of just their uniforms. And so I already have some money in here that we put in for that. Field trips, again, museum membership is the goal, but if we only get to go once, that's okay too. Us going to the zoo is something we love to do, and then going to the aquarium. And so I'm putting $20 in there now, and I'm going to try to just keep it at that, $20, and or it may be $5 a week that I can be able to put there, and $10 a week. This may change. All of this may adjust, but I just wanted to show you guys a very easy, simple way to where you can actually put money away throughout the year for your kids and for your homeschooling year, and not have it being involved in your home budget. so that when you're out and about, you don't have to be like, well, do I have miscellaneous cash that I could spend here and here? And then it kind of gets out of control and it starts to spiral. This really gets you guys honed in. Now, no shame to you if it's your numbers don't look like my numbers. If you've got less and you've got to cut down even more, like my numbers seem a little too astronomical for you, or, you know, like a book budget, you're like, well, I don't need a book budget. We bought books and this is all we're going to have and we're just going to enjoy the library. Do you? It's the same thing here. Extracurricular activities, if that's just not in the budget for your family, that's not something you've committed to, I wouldn't stress out about it either. But you could also make one for goals. You could say, okay, by next year, Tommy's going to be ready for T-ball and I want to be able to put him in T-ball, but I don't want to be stressed out about having to throw all this money all at once. So I'm going to save up for the year. You could have that already in here. Whatever you guys want to do. I wanted to just give you 4 of our basics that are main primary ones that we are trying to save for the year. Obviously, I'm going to add in the one for our homeschooling curriculum. And I typically always use our income tax to put towards that. So there's so many different ways that you can utilize this budget, homeschooling budget planner, and not let it be overwhelming. You can sit and do it when you do your monthly budget, or when you do, if you check your books every week. You could do both. When you guys get paid and you have your money and you split it all out, I just think it's a lot better, and I can physically and tangibly see it versus me constantly checking in on my app on my account. And it just, you know, the money seems to just feel like it's falling through and I'm not being able to kind of keep track of it. So this is going to help with that tremendously. I hope it's inspired you to have a homeschooling family budget. And if you have any questions, if you have tips, if you have things that you can share that I can learn from you, put those in the comments below, guys. I am learning just like you are, and I'm only sharing my journey along the way. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for encouraging me to share this with you guys. And if you, again, have any questions, let me know. Until next time, give this video a warm thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until next time, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.